like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain. Just like the street.
Yo, what's up, Shimo man? Space, let's go. Yes, आज हम खेलेंगे स्पेस गेम. ये वही गेम है जो हम लोग लास्ट टाइम हार गए थे. स्किप इंट्रो करे क्या? नहीं, पूरा इंट्रो लेके चलते हैं ना, तो क्या है, लोगों को समझ में आ जाएगी. अरे मैं कुछ भूल रहा हूँ क्या? ऑडियो अच्छा फुल है. सेंसरशिप, मैंने सेंसर से हटाया.
Here you are again. Did you have time to think of how to behave during the interrogation? Remind him, R2-D3. You tell us all you know from the beginning. No lie. Confirm?
थूक भी नहीं सकता भाई, वो गंदगी भी हमारे स्पेस सूट में ही आएगी ना.
You tell us all from the beginning or violence. You tell us that you fly to the funeral, but the liner explode radicals of green universe. Confirmed?
नहीं, आगे चल कर भी ऐसे रॉकेट बनाना है तो मतलब क्यों बनाना है? ठीक है, बहुत बड़ा है, लेकिन ऐसा रॉकेट यार, ये तो कुछ ठीक नहीं है यार, थोड़ा एडवांस. दादाजी गए, दादाजी को ही खोजना है मेरे ख्याल से. Lost in space.
You lied to me. Logo was impossible. Could not see the shuttle from space. Tell truth, no lie. Confirm?
इस ऑडियो को काटना पड़ेगा. तो लास्ट टाइम लर्न किए थे कि हम लोग कैसे स्पेस सूट को बनाना है, तो उसके लिए हम लोग को कुछ चाहिए था, जैसे कि कांच, कुछ कपड़े, मेनली कॉटन चाहिए था मेरे ख्याल से हम लोग को. हाँ, लेड पेंट नाम का कुछ चीज़ भी चाहिए रहता है.
Greetings, I'm your funerary spacesuit's built-in guide to the world of space funerals. Before we start communicating further, confirm that you are still able to read after the impact.
टैब से अचीवमेंट में जा सकते हैं, ठीक है. लास्ट टाइम मैं देखा ही नहीं था ये सबको, बस मैंने.
Splendid. You've gotten into a non-standard situation. The Breath Edge Global Funeral Agency is when picking up any useful items, you can stuff them in your pockets, calling it take out the chewing gum from your pocket. Try not to stick it somewhere except for your face. You deserve some words of encouragement. That's impressive. You've almost won. Remember that the funerary spacesuit isn't designed for long-term use of persons or animals in outer space. It is recommended to immediately call for help. When you discover a new blueprint of an item, it is automatically added to the memory processor in the kitchen, where you can create this item using the necessary resources. Probably.
ठीक है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. इधर कुछ मिलेगा क्या? ये तो सिगरेट लग रहा है, कैरेट टॉप. ये सिगरेट है असल में. एग्जामिन.
Just the antenna, you'll have to go into outer space.
हाँ बाहर जाना पड़ेगा। ये कितने सिगरेट हैं यहाँ पे? ना और तो कुछ नहीं चाहिए। इसमें कुछ है क्या? खाली पड़ी है। बंद बंद कहाँ से होता है ये? अच्छा ऐसा होता है। तो लास्ट टाइम हम लोग कई सारा चीज़ बना लिए थे, लेकिन हम लोग लास्ट मोमेंट में हार गए।
A source of increased radiation is detected. Probably this is the central core of the liner. Be careful, the radiation will kill you instantly in such a suit.
पहले खाना पानी तो पहले बना दो, उसके बाद बनाते रहेंगे जो भी है।
The sensors report the presence of some nearby cooling gel. Its microscopic particles can settle on the glass of the spacesuit, forming some beautiful frostwork, which can lead to visibility deterioration. That was a close call. You've got great engineering skills. You have broken the antenna completely. Now you will need some special equipment and interphone activation codes, which are encrypted in the memory of the steering wheel if it's still intact.
कितना इकट्ठा कर लिया हम लोग? पानी के तो अंबार लगा देंगे हम लोग। तो ज़्यादा दूर आ गया क्या? हाँ हाँ मज़े। अपने को बस ये अल्कोहल हटाना पड़ेगा। एक न्यूट्रिशन वो और एक आइस, जितनी बने बना दो। हो गई। ओए मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि मैं इधर डाल रहा हूँ, लेकिन ना। ओह अच्छा। पानी की बोतल लेकर वो रख लेते हैं, इसको डाल देते हैं। बाकी काम की चीज़ें हैं। सोर्समेंट टूल में क्या बना सकते हैं हम लोग अभी? रिफाइंड मेटल, बैटरी, वायर, एल्यूमिनियम। अपने को कुछ रिपेयर करना। अच्छा हाँ, रिपेयर नहीं, कुछ तोड़ना।
The shuttle got caught on some larger debris. Lucky. It looks like the steering wheel. Great news! Using my ingenious two-digit password matching algorithm, I managed to hack the interphone activation codes. Now all that's left is to build a cryptographic debugging station and reconfigure the interphone using these codes, which will take about 5 years with your current skills.
Oh really? ऐसा चमाट मारूंगा ना।
Remember that you are still able to become
ज़्यादा बकरा।
depressed.
क्या क्या चाहिए? वायर, यही कहीं मिल जाएगा। ये
Judging by the primary analysis of the destruction, most of the passengers of the liner died. This might be the biggest catastrophe in the history of astronautics, the reasons for which are yet to be clarified.
ये प्लास्टिक है ना? नहीं, मेटल ही है। एक और वायर चाहिए। ये और तो नहीं है। पानी पर पानी रख लेते हैं। लाइट तो अभी नहीं है ना अपने पे? नहीं है, बनाई नहीं आपने। चलो एक तो बन गया।
If you're sure that this is exactly what was on the blueprint, then try to reconfigure the receiver. If you have any doubts concerning it, then you will eventually suffer an electric shock, and then your spacesuit will automatically take your body measurements to order a coffin from our company. Thank you for choosing the Global Funeral Agency.
Okay. हो गया, नहीं था।
The rescuer's arrival time exceeds your estimated lifespan by 4,369 years. You need to get to the extraction point yourself, getting past the radiation. However, it's impossible to do this with your current skills. To increase your level, you need to create some crap imposed by the developers.
Refined metal, thick electric tape. Let's go. एकदम जल्दी करेंगे हम लोग हर चीज़। तो इलेक्ट्रिक टेप हमको कहाँ मिलेगी?
The waste disposal system is damaged and is operating in reverse mode. The toilet can suck objects flying past the shuttle when the tanks are full.
यहीं कहीं तो मिलती है यार। बस हमको दिखाई नहीं दे रहा। ये क्या है? Babe, incredible survived one. I see you after online. Okay.
It wasn't possible to determine the coordinates of the survivor. Communication only works on reception, which gives a good reason not to respond and not to be distracted, despite the objections of the hormonal system.
Refined metal. मेटल पहले मेटल इकट्ठा करते हैं, फिर वायर, रबर भी चाहिए। 50, 50, 50। अरे दूर क्यों जा रही है? Babe, I am really beautiful. You save me. I beg, I completely alone. Take off your helmet.
Your interlocutor has a very sweet accent, causing fatal errors in my grammatical functions.
I'm so... Take it out. दो रबड़ चाहिए। क्या है? फिजिक्स एंड वॉल्यूम स्कैन नहीं कर सकते हैं। रबर चाहिए ना, रबर बनाने की कैंची चाहिए होगा, कैंची बनाने के लिए हमको खोजना पड़ेगा। तो हम लोग पहले रबर खोज लेते हैं, नहीं कैंची खोज लेते हैं, कैंची खोजना ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है। इसको क्या करूँगा, रुक रुक। किधर गया एक, ये है।
I understand that such an image can horrify you, but put your mind at ease. You will need to pay only half the cost of a damaged spacesuit in such a situation. The Breath Edge Agency is proud of its loyal attitude towards clients.
ये बात हो गया।
The electrical stimulation is complete. Having traced your brain's activity while you were working, your brain was stimulated with small electrical charges to improve your engineering skills. Judging by the result, it didn't work and caused a number of hallucinations. However, it was entertaining. You still can't get past the radiation, but I will mark the coordinates of the rescuers for useless motivation.
Refined metal, aluminum. चार लगते हैं, चार लगते हैं। हाँ जी।
A model from the advertisement of the Global Funeral Agency. She looks good even without her head, but I wouldn't recommend touching the picture, as it could be regarded as sexual harassment. Be careful with the vacuum breakdowns. An electric shock of such power can lead to the failure of my systems, and I can't guarantee the safety of your corpse before the arrival of the funeral team.
ऐसे बजा रही मुर्गी का भी दम घुट रहा था पता। ये कैसे मिल जाएगा? थिक इलेक्ट्रिक टेप। Are you saving me? पता नहीं। Let's go। और कॉन्डम चाहिए होगा।
The largest condom in the world, and also an emission of gas, most likely oxygen, are detected ahead. There's no data on the condom being suitable for an oxygen reservoir, but you can try to construct a simple balloon for distracting yourself from fatal thoughts. The service supply compartment, almost intact. They usually install oxygen stations here. You would be in luck if you managed to get inside. A damaged door scanner. You can scan the scanner with a scanner to record the scanner's damage data to the scanner's scanner protection system for emergency depressurization of the compartment. You will need a scanner. I used the word scanner 8 times.
Okay। बैटरी, लाइट बल्ब।
Judging by the degree of decomposition, this subject died long before the catastrophe. We have a murder here, Sherlock, and we just have to ignore it. It is unlikely that he suffocated from this. A hammer covered in blood. The victim is also stained in blood. Probably, the hammer accidentally got stained by the victim. An unknown substance with a suspicious name. The note is written by a woman who can professionally handle stationary items. The evidence is collected. The investigation is successfully completed. It is obvious that the victim was poisoned by a Novichok chemical weapon for treason. This is confirmed by the cipher from a note that the female agent lost at the scene of the crime. Some special agency clearly had a hand in this.
Okay. किसी ने मर्डर किया था उसका.
There can be no mistake. You must carefully remove the station by removing two screws. Anyway, this doesn't matter anymore. At least now you have an understanding of how to assemble one. You have a set of its parts and a light taste of despair. The gas is fed through these pipes.
पत्थरों के अंदर घुस गया ये तो. बस ड्रिल भी है ना. ओके, अपने पास क्या क्या देखते हैं. काम का नहीं है ये. रोल ऑफ फाइबर, लेड पेंट, एल्युमिनियम. एल्कलाइड भी मिलेगा ना अभी तो. He betrayed your marriage. रबर रोल ऑफ फैब्रिक ताकि हम लोगों का सूट तैयार हो सके। ऑक्सीजन बलून एक और बना सकते हैं। ऑक्सीजन स्टेशन। ओके बट हमारा टाइप है गेट इवैक्यूएशन पॉइंट। अच्छा हम लोगों को तब तक थोड़ा सा कुछ बनाना पड़ेगा। अपने को मेनली इसका डबल साइज का कुछ बनाना है और स्टेशन बनाना ही पड़ेगा। एक और बनाना है। 2 स्टेशन तैयार। लेड पेंट मिल जाएगा। जिसका काम नहीं है फेंको। कॉन्डम का क्या काम है अभी? लाइट बल्ब। हम लोग को एक चीज़ और बनाना था ना, मिला कि नहीं हम लोग को? दिया ही नहीं है। अच्छा हम लोग को तो आगे जाना पड़ेगा ना। यहाँ चलते हैं।
The shuttle's plating is blue. These are the rescuers. Given that the evacuation shuttles have increased strength, the impact force must have been incredible. The rescuer spacesuits are like funerary ones, but I always wanted to learn how their flashlights work as they don't require recharging. I propose we loot the corpse for scientific purposes.
और तो कुछ नहीं है। हाँ स्वर्मा भी चाहिए था अपन को। जगह भी नहीं है अपन लोग में। स्वर्मा यहाँ मिलता है क्या?
Toilet detected. Some of our clients are very sensitive about toilet talk, and therefore we included a dictionary filter which will replace the word feces with the word joy. Judging by the amount of joy around, this is the debris of the liner's public toilet. This means that there may be large reserves of water from the shower tanks nearby. The main thing is not to confuse them with liquid waste tanks.
जगह नहीं है। क्या फेंक सकते हैं? ऑक्सीजन ले लेते हैं।
Depressurization may occur in the vicinity of the toilet pump when the waste tanks are damaged externally. It is highly recommended not to sit on it during such moments.
इस बार इधर जाएंगे। अच्छा अभी तो ऑक्सीजन है ना। स्पेस की कमी है। कहीं टेप भी मिलता है यार, लेकिन याद नहीं है। ये मिल गया एक्सीलरेटर, बस तुरंत बन गया। स्वर्मा रिफाइंड मेटल येलोइश वाटर, बात ही खत्म। जे बात एक्सलेरेटर, ऑक्सीजन बलून और चाहिए अपन को, तो डबल वाला बनेगा ना अपन। अभी रख देते हैं येलोइश वाटर, जगह ही नहीं है। एक मिनट, यहाँ भी तो रख सकते हैं ना सारे सामान। यहाँ नहीं, यहाँ नहीं, इसको स्कैन करना भूल गया। एयरफोनिक प्लांट एयर, यहाँ रख देते हैं ना कुछ चीज़ों को। आगे यहीं पे एक लगा देते हैं और एक वहाँ सामने लगा देंगे।
The shuttle was flooded with paint during the crash. Even the service center wouldn't be able to clean it from the inside. It's impossible to repair it. The paint itself also has no value after freezing.
यहाँ पे लगाते हैं एक।
If this station doesn't explode, your engineering skills will be reconsidered. I recommend that you investigate the immediate vicinity in search of radiation protective equipment for flying to the evacuation zone. It's probably the owner of the shuttle with paint. He was engaged in illegal pumping during the crash, judging by the traces of paint on his hands and a huge hose stuck to his face. The safe is private property, and the Global Funeral Agency is indifferent to the fact of its opening. The Breath Edge Global Funeral Agency. We care about your reputation.
Not enough space. सर इंस्टॉल नहीं करना है ना अपन को तो। आओगे? लेड पेंट चाहिए, सूट तो तैयार है फिर। कितना स्लो जा रहे हैं हम लोग।
A large accumulation of toxic colorant has been discovered. If you find a container with this substance, you may receive irreversible brain damage and also improve the anti-radiation protection of the spacesuit.
यहाँ लगाते हैं, वहाँ से लेकर के आते हैं।
It looks like a tank with
यही
paint.
चाहिए था अपन को पहले तो हम इतना बड़ा ड्रम दो। अरे ये तो ऑक्सीजन। बेबी कितने मैसेज इतना काफ़ी रहेगा? नहीं रहेगा, चार चार लगेंगे शायद से। मेटल कितने मेरे पास? ज़्यादा नहीं है। ये वाईफाई वाला क्या आ रहा है? बहुत दूर है यार अभी भी। चलो इसका तो काम हो गया, किसी का काम 35 करना है। ये बात जितने हो सके ले लो। कितने हो गए? इतने हो गए, काफ़ी। सूट तो रेडी है, हेलमेट बनाने के लिए कांच चाहिए होगा। थोड़ी बहुत एल्युमिनियम। और फायर वाले जगह में पहले जाना पड़ेगा। अभी एक्सलेटर भी मिलेगा ना हम लोग को। लेट पेन 2। अच्छा बनाना पड़ेगा ना। लेट पेन 2 एल्युमिनियम रोल ऑफ फैब्रिक। एल्युमिनियम लेके आते हैं।
Seems they were playing some brain-cracking game.
और एक वहाँ पे भी है, पर ऑक्सीजन की कमी पड़ जाएगी। रोल ऑफ फैब्रिक। और हमारा सूट
The protection level against radiation is still insufficient for the flight to the evac point. You still need to improve the equipment or click exit game in the menu of your spacesuit, which will solve all your problems.
लाइट बनाना था अपन को। बैटरी प्लास्टिक, एक बैटरी रेडी। ग्लास लेग पेंट। लाइट, ग्लास और लेग पेंट चाहिए। हेलमेट, ग्लास चाहिए बस एक, बाकी सब अंदर। अब चाहिए ग्लास। ग्लास के लिए मेरे को बनाना पड़ेगा एक स्टेशन। स्टेशन के लिए चाहिए ऑक्सीजन कैंडल। ऑक्सीजन कैंडल बनाने के लिए क्या चाहिए? जय हो, दिया ही नहीं। नहीं दिया। बैटरी चाहिए। बन गया क्या? और क्या चाहिए? ऑक्सीजन कैंडल, थिक इलेक्ट्रिक टेप, एल्यूमिनियम। एक और बन सकता है। कहाँ गया? जगह ही खाली करनी है बस थोड़ी सी, ताकि हम लोग कांच खूब सारा ले सके। इसको रख देते हैं मेटल। अच्छा, फुल हो गया ना। हाँ, बाकी इतनी सारी जगह तो है ही, फिर कांच तो बहुत आराम से।
An automatic shuttle temperature control system. Due to the freezing of the sensors, it works at maximum power and is able to melt the cooling gel along with the helmet.
अपने को एक ऑक्सीजन वाला बनाना था और तो यहीं कहीं मिलेगा। दो हो गए। वहां गए थे, नहीं गए थे? अगर इसको बनाता हूँ तो होगा ही क्या आखिरकार? कुछ नहीं। फालतू बनाया। यहाँ चेक करते हैं, यहाँ शायद कुछ मिल जाए।
A lot of various goods were transported in the cargo holds of the liner unnamed. The global funeral agency rented only a small part of the ship's space in the framework of the advertising company and has nothing to do with these goods.
अपने को थोड़ा दूर जाना पड़ेगा ताकि हम लोगों को कुछ सामान मिल सके। थोड़ा आराम। ओके। वो तो सुनना तो था यार, लेकिन स्कैनर यार, या फिर मेरे को मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा नहीं पता। नीचे जाके चेक करते, यहाँ मिल जाए तो बढ़िया हो जाएगा। ना, यहाँ तो यही मिलेगा, इनफ्लेटेड चीज़ें। वो वहाँ पे जाने हैं, चलो वहाँ चलते हैं। लेड पेंट तो है, वापस आना तो पड़ेगा लेकिन लेने के लिए कुछ ना कुछ। एक दो तीन लगेंगे। बस ये ऑक्सीजन कम से कम 150 या 170 तक चले जाए तो मज़े आ जाएंगे।
It looks like an underage child's cabin. I hope we won't find any dead children here, otherwise we will never escape the attacks of human rights activists.
अरे ये कैसे उड़ रहा?
Hold on. The data analysis shows that this subject is 45 years old. This is an ordinary dead man with signs of drug intoxication. His body is reduced in half and he was killed in a sadistic way. It's all right. We've avoided a scandal. Oh no, that's what I was worried about.
अरे यार अपना तो जगह फुल हो गया है। शीश। वापिस आना पड़ेगा यहाँ पे। डबल बलून। यप, मिल गया मिल गया मिल गया। चलो 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 चलो। स्मॉल पफ ऑफ गैस। पर भी कुछ है। अब हम लोग रेडी हैं कांच लेने के लिए। एक हेलमेट बनाएंगे, उसके बाद हमको निकलना है। ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर बना नहीं सकते बिना टेप बना सकते। दो टेप, अच्छा 2 रबर चाहिए। डबल बलून, प्लास्टिक जार, 1 हो गया। 2 कितने प्लास्टिक अपने पे? 2 प्लास्टिक, 2 और चाहिए। बाहर चलो। यहाँ कहीं तो प्लास्टिक मिल जाएगी। 1 मिल गया। 1 और चाहिए। मिल गया।
The number of knockdown elderly women is impressive, as well as the fact that elderly women might be run over in space at all.
ये बात 125। एक काम की जो चीज़ नहीं है ना, उसको बाहर रखो। काम क्या आता है यार ये? चलो
The temperature control system proved to be extremely reliable and works even when the shuttle is destroyed completely. I wouldn't recommend disassembling and examining it.
एक हम कहाँ लगा, यहाँ लगा दे। बहुत आगे यार वो तो अभी भी 2040 में लगा देंगे। यहाँ लगा देते हैं। एक ऑक्सीजन कैंडल और बनाना पड़ेगा और उसके बाद हम लोग मिशन के लिए
A cemetery of rescue shuttles. The evacuation zone is very close, but the amount of debris is far from encouraging. It is highly recommended that you not touch the glass fragments with your hands. Tiny splinters are able to pierce the thin fabric of the spacesuit and cause a slight death attack.
काफ़ी हैं, काफ़ी तो हैं। इसको डिसमेंटल चलो चलो जल्दी। कुल्फी जम रही है हमारी। दो और बना लेते, फिर आगे पे आगे जाते जाएंगे। बस ये हीट का कुछ करना पड़ेगा। रेडिएशन तो चलो ठीक है। ये सब क्या है? तो हेलमेट के लिए चाहिए हमको लेड पेंट, प्लास्टिक, लेड पेंट, प्लास्टिक।
Due to the high toxicity level of the renewed painting of the spacesuit, the probability of your death from radiation is now lower than the probability of death from the suit itself. In this regard, you can fly to the evacuation point.
अब हम लोग जा सकते हैं, लेकिन हमको अभी भी कुछ कुछ बनाना है, जैसे कि 2 स्टेशन और बनाने। ऑक्सीजन कैंडल चाहिए, ऑक्सीजन कैंडल, मेटल चाहिए और बैटरी। हमारे पास कितने बैटरी? 1 है, 2 है, 3 बैटरी, मेटल 3 है। If you have explored your body flesh, can you be noticed by rescuer and you become my hero? No. बस बचाने तो इसी को जाना। ठीक है, अच्छा ठीक है, एल्यूमिनियम भी चाहिए। एल्यूमिनियम और तो ठीक इलेक्ट्रिक टेप नहीं है। टेप 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 यहाँ मिल जाएगा। ऑक्सीजन कैंडल मिल गई। के खल्लास, पूरा जगह खाली। तो खाली बॉक्स है, भी खाली बॉक्स है। खोजने के लिए कहाँ जाएं? कुछ चाहिए प्लस क्या ये चाहिए? कुछ भी नहीं था उसमें।
A standard coffin at the Global Funeral Agency. The opening of the coffin will be considered an offense and an act of vandalism, but no one will judge you if you die.
बाबा रे, कोई मर गया। इतना तो काफ़ी रहेगा हम लोग को पहुँचने के लिए। हम लोग 2 ऑक्सीजन लगा दिए हैं और क्या चाहिए अपन को? कुछ भी नहीं। ब्लैक पेन तक लेते हैं, कुछ कांच को अंदर लेते हैं। 5 कांच, थोड़ा ये, बस अब बस पहुंचने की देरी। अरे नहीं, अभी बहुत दूर है, एक और तो बनाना ही है। टेप चाहिए कहीं से भी। मिल गई, बन गई टेप। कहाँ गई? अच्छी, कहाँ गई?
It looks like a mail delivery shuttle. Surely it was carrying a lot of useless things, most of which were stolen before loading.
ये क्या है? ओ ओ ओ ऑक्सीजन जनरेटर है, इसको क्या करेंगे? स्वर्मा 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 क्या फेंक सकते हैं? कुछ भी नहीं खा सकते हैं। ये डब्बे भी तोड़ सकते हैं। $200 निकलो। हाँ टेप बना देते हैं ना, जगह बन जाएगी। नहीं जगह तो काफ़ी होना चाहिए को। कम पड़ रहा है जगह, इतनी जगह तो काफ़ी होना चाहिए। ड्रिल ड्रिल काम आएगा। ग्रैबर 5 बचा है। स्कैनर एक बना ही लेते हैं कि चलो हम चले। हाँ भाई हाँ।
The presence of such an amount of cooling gel is strange. Such a composition was outdated more than 10 years ago and is not produced on any planet.
बस पहुंच गए.
The captain's bridge is detected ahead. The evacuation should be led from there, but there are no signals or movement detected in this area. Probably everyone died.
जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ी ऑक्सीजन की. पहुंच गए.
With such an accent, the incorrect localization sounds extremely convincing. The information on the captain's bridge is classified in the database. Therefore, it is recommended to ignore this valuable advice and act according to the situation.
अरे वो कुछ चीज़ छोड़ गया ना अपना. एक वाईफाई वाला वहाँ पे दिखा रहा था. आकर के वापस करते हैं उसे.
The captain's bridge was badly damaged, but the main systems are still functioning properly.
ऑक्सीजन बढ़ गया. उफ. ड्रिल.
The door is locked. If you manage to get inside, there is a chance to send a distress signal to the nearest planet, or at least cake the corpse with the captain who allowed this to happen.
एडमिन 1 2 3. हो गया कि किधर है की? ओह. एक आइडिया हो गया था ऐसा ही कुछ होने वाला है.
Seems it will be a long day. While choosing the most painless suicide methods for you, a slight decrease in the background radiation was noticed. Surprisingly, your attempt to break the liner could lead to positive results. I could find out the nature of this phenomenon, but for that, I would need to disclose some confidential information of the Breath Edge company, which contradicts the security protocol, so not a single spacesuit AI will disclose this information to you. On the other hand, this information is extremely necessary for us. There are a lot of stupid spacesuits with dead carriers floating around, so nobody will even know if you resort to the good old torture method, like the drill. In order to find out how you reduce the radiation, you need to calculate the coordinates of the place where the captain's bridge crashed into the liner. Breath Edge Agency coffins can help us with this. However, we still need to find an engineering shuttle, or even better, the engineer himself. There's an engineering shuttle ahead. I wonder how you find everything so quickly. Is it because of my hints?
दो तो बनाए, एक भी यूज नहीं किया. वाह. अब यूज़ करेंगे। I want to believe. कुछ नया मिला क्या? नहीं मिला।
Why do all calendars have women on them? This is complete discrimination of the male half of the population.
Salty package. Natum large oxygen candle. इतना स्पेस तो काफी है।
No, no! I will tell you everything! I swear! Ah! Don't do that! What was that? Okay, let bygones be bygones. I suppose you probably need some explanations which you cannot get because the corresponding dialogues are absent in the game. Therefore, you won't get any. I won't say any more as I can't break the security protocol.
फ्यूल बना सकते हैं।
Oh, looks like he was shaving with a chainsaw during the crash. I can find no other explanation for such damage to a spacesuit. We need one that is in good condition, or at least other parts of this one. I'd recommend exploring the area.
स्टीयरिंग व्हील, फ्यूल, मेटल चाहिए इसके लिए।
Looks like there's nothing here. Examine some other debris. A small intact spare oxygen cylinder. You can make a blueprint of the real small oxygen cylinder, which is forbidden to be installed on any non-state suits, including Breath Edge Company funeral suits. A detailed plan of the habitation module.
मैग्नेट, यहाँ पे अभी भी कुछ तो बोल रहा है कि कुछ तो है। स्पोटे का मैं क्या करूँगा?
I can't say for certain what body parts are mixed here, but it seems he had a good lunch before the crash, for sure.
ये बात। रेजन है, यही काम का चीज है। ये क्या है? खराब है। कंपनसेटर बना सकते हैं।
Looks like there's nothing here. Examine some other debris.
कितने बचे हैं? 1 2 3। ये क्या?
This part belongs to the shuttle's owner, or owners. It's hard to tell whether the remains belong to just one person. In any case, this won't do. We need something below the belt, if you know what I mean. All the interior was torn out by depressurization. What's that? Is it the body part I'm thinking of? Oh, no. Nope, it's just a finger. This won't do.
उंगलियां मिल रही है।
Looks like there's nothing here. Examine some other debris. What a strange place. But maybe we can find something useful here. Not the most useful instrument in space.
ये क्या है? रिपेयर टूल।
Unfortunately, this isn't what we're looking for. Although I would think of getting a hand transplant if I were you. These are better than yours, and it looks like nobody needs them anymore. The durability of the engineering modules is impressive. Even such asteroids couldn't crash them. This is it. I wasn't sure if the engineer's legs remained intact, but we were lucky. Unfortunately, due to the security protocol, I cannot tell you that the special magnets built into his engineering boots can be used to illegally open the back panel of breath edge coffins.
किसका बैकपैक है पता नहीं। कितने स्वर्मा मिलेंगे?
You probably need some explanation about this. I have no right to inform you that Breath Edge Agency coffins exchange information with each other concerning obstacles flying by in order to avoid collisions in space. But collecting this information would help determine the trajectory of the captain's bridge, which in turn will determine the coordinates of its collision with the liner.
रेजन बना सकते हैं। कंपनसेटर अल्काली हम लोग तो छोड़ के आ गए अल्काली। अल्कोहल अल्कोहल क्या बनानी? आइस और अल्काली। ये बनाना पर वो कंपनसेटर थिक इलेक्ट्रिक टेप कंपनसेटर बनाना है मेनली हम लोग को। एल्कलाई बनाने के लिए अपन को चाहिए इक्विपमेंट टूल ग्रैबर एल्युमिनियम चाहिए। तो हम लोग सामान खाली करो। ग्रैबर बनाना है, एल्युमिनियम चाहिए। 3 ही ड्यूरेबिलिटी है एक में, एक 5 देखते हैं। एल्कली भी चाहिए। ये रही। Open the couple of coffins. Refined metal, दो alkali. Wire battery, refined metal.
Part of the Breath Edge storage. There are only some empty coffins here. You can even choose one for yourself if you want to. This is a non-standard modification. Looks like somebody probably wanted to improve the speed characteristics of this coffin, which is a direct violation of the contract, although the idea is implemented quite well.
इस प्लस 25%, ये 50%। स्वर्मा, रिफाइंड मेटल 2, येलोइश वाटर। to plastic. 200। अब बनाते हैं येलोविश वाटर। है क्या अपने पे? येलोविश वाटर तो हम लोग लाइट में मेरे तो अलग गई।
A strange accessory for a man in his 40s, unless he's at a Japanese culture festival. Auto cleaners. I always thought of them as useless equipment, but seeing the size of this ball of debris they managed to roll, it makes me start to respect them. The trash ball mostly consists of electrical tape.
ओके रिपेयर टूल। मैग्नेटिक मास्टर की। कुछ कॉफिन खोलते हैं।
The technology of opening the back panel of Breath Edge Agency coffins is commercial classified information, and therefore I cannot advise you to turn on the magnet, attach it to the lock, and pull the trigger to dislodge the locking mechanism. You'll have to figure it out yourself. You're doing great. You're almost there.
तो 200 थोड़ी ज़्यादा नहीं होगी कॉफिन? Dangerous, keep away. तो ऐसा क्या चीज़ रखी है? बहुत दूर हो जाएगा.
Come on, just a little more. Do it before you realize that these mechanics just artificially prolong the gameplay.
Wow, that luck we have scripted for you. You only need the 3 attempts. Are you sure that you are playing that licensed version of you without any cheats?
Data acquired, but its analysis will take about 3 days. Such supply. Nope. 3 seconds are enough. Apparently, the captain's bridge damaged the tank with mayonnaise on the port side of the liner. The mayo got pulled into the core's gravitational field, which increased its mass and decreased its activity. Bombarding the core with other similar debris may lead to a further decrease in its activity, probably. What's left to do is to find something with similar properties to mayo and not kill yourself with such experiments. Judging by the steady melting of the rolls, there was a fire in the engineering modules, but it definitely was like the liner is gradually falling apart. We need to hurry. In this regard, I will calibrate the radiation sensors a bit. You'll be able to get much closer to the liner, and we'll assume that you are not exposed to radiation at all.
Radiation तो हो गया.
Speaking of Normandy, your interlocutor has already mentioned this shuttle with survivors. It would be nice to find it before you actually destroy everyone. I will mark several interesting places that I found through the coffin notification system. Some more evidence of the fire in the modules. Apparently, the fire had spread even to the habitation modules. If you want to open more coffins, there's a chance that I'll be able to detect new, potentially useful debris, while my anti-vandal program scares you with criminal liability. Thanks to your torture, I violated not only the Breath Edge data protection protocol, but also entirely by accident. I repeat, entirely by accident. Cracked the data block, which I had insufficient privileges to access. From the information gathered, I can conclude that the agency coffins not only transmit information about obstacles, but also exchange strange encrypted data packets. Unfortunately, even when threatened with a drill, I wouldn't have enough power to decrypt it. You would need some military equipment here. This is working autonomous oxygen station. Interesting design. The wiring schemes of the steering wheel are even less complicated than in the pleasure ships. You can connect an oxygen station here if I've understood the blueprint correctly.
बस वही था. कुछ तो बता रहा है ऊपर कुछ है. ओह, 2 और चाहिए.
Apparently, there was a survivor here, temporarily. During the explosion of the bridge, I managed to take measurements of your body to order a coffin, but it didn't come in handy after all. I'd like to note, you're in great shape. Keep it up. You're almost not so fat.
मैं फैट हूँ ही नहीं है. कहाँ से?
A miracle of engineering. This vacuum cleaner flew fast, but not for too long. Something was being assembled here.
ओह पता नहीं क्या है लेकिन ले लेते हैं
Unfortunately, the skillful engineer turned out to be a less skillful driver. Hope these antennas are spares and communications can work without them. Judging by the number of antennas, this is either a communication point or a communication point from another side of the liner. In any case, there's a chance to find Normandy and the other survivors. Looks like someone tried to get inside the module using the shuttle as a battering ram. By the way, did you know that originally the heads of some battering rams were carved in the shape of a ram? That's an interesting fact. The chance of injuring yourself with the electric
दाढ़ी वाला एंजेलिना जोली टॉम राइडर
tape is 46%, which makes the dispenser the safest tool for useless construction and wasting your time. Remember not to put electrical tape down your throat. The pilot entered the module. Well, partly. At any rate, his brains are scattered all over the corridor, and they most likely got into the vent and activated the airlock pressurization protocol. You need to find another airlock to get inside.
भयंकर ऑक्सीजन है
The service airlock. To be more precise, this was the service airlock. Unfortunately, now it's gone. But if you scan how its system works and get the necessary tools, we could try to repair it and pressurize the doors.
इंडक्टर जनरेटर कंस्ट्रक्शन की dispenser, inductor, refined metal 2, thick electric tape. एक तो जनरेटर है अपने पे। पहले इंडक्टर बना देते हैं। मेटल प्लास्टिक 2 वायर, मेटल 2 प्लास्टिक, अच्छा मेटल प्लास्टिक 2 वायर। बैटरी रिफाइंड मेटल 2, ठीक इलेक्ट्रिक बैटरी, ठीक इलेक्ट्रिक टेप 2 चाहिए, तो ख़त्म ही हो गया अपने पास। ख़त्म कर दिया हमने। अब कहीं से रबर उठा के लाना पड़ेगा। सेवन, एक मिनट, नहीं ये तो नहीं चाहिए, ये चाहिए। कहाँ गए? ओह, %75। Two refined metal, thick electric tape. वाईफाई का कुछ बता रहा था। सेव नहीं किया ना अपन। सेव येलो स्पॉटर भी मिल गया।
Why do you need a new spacesuit? I'm better than any new spacesuit. I recommend just upgrading to current equipment. For example, paint the helmet. I'm sure it will help.
कुछ है इसको नहीं दिख रहा है। इन्वेंटरी फुल। वही बॉक्स फिर आएंगे वापस। सूटकेस जिसमें और भी सामान रख सकते हैं अलग से। रेडिएशन प्रोटेक्शन प्लस 75। घटिया से हेलमेट कौन बनाना चाहेगा। रिफाइनमेंट 2 थिक इलेक्ट्रिक टेप, या थिक इलेक्ट्रिक टेप ना जान खा रहा है। अच्छा 2 है अपने पे ना, और एक इलेक्ट्रिक टेप है अपने पहले से, तो उफ, फाइनली बन गया।
Such tubes are usually installed in the liner's service modules, where they cut down expenses on artificial gravitation.
कंस्ट्रक्शन किट एल्युमिनियम टाइटन 1 एल्युमिनियम 2 टाइटन फिर चलो किधर गई मेरी गाड़ी एल्युमिनियम टाइटेनियम और ले लेते हैं कंस्ट्रक्शन किट तो चाहिए नहीं एल्युमिनियम और करना पड़ेगा तो उसके लिए अपने को ड्रिल का यूज़ करना पड़ेगा ड्रिल तीन वाले में आसपास कहीं ना कहीं मिल जाएगा ओके अभी कुछ और मांगा तो मेरा दिमाग खराब हो गया तो अपने को चाहिए डिस्पेंसर फर्स्ट. Select module, deco compartment, small airlock, airlock. A small airlock.
Almost perfect. However, your biometric data shows a fit of acute frustration with the visual implementation of the construction system that doesn't match the given developer's promises and screenshots. The Breath Edge agency is trying to take care of its customers' mental health, therefore I have to start stimulating your brain to create visual hallucinations. Your construction system looks more attractive now, but there may be some side effects that are not worth paying attention to. You need to find the central interphone. If there's anything left undamaged there and you don't try fixing it, then we have a chance. Try to unclog the ventilation. A detailed plan of the service module. If you find the missing information, you can create such a module yourself. Who knows for what purpose?
ये सारी ऑक्सीजन.
The observation post was broken before the crash. All the records are missing. Looks like a diversion. See, the interphone is out of order, which is to be expected from a commonplace indie video game where the main gameplay is based on, oh, wait, it actually is in order. However, communications are down and the antenna needs to be fixed. Again. You need a special pass, which is issued only to employees of the liner.
इन पे होगा शायद एग्जामिन. इधर तो कोई कार्ड नहीं है.
Unlike modern radios scattered throughout the area, this one uses outdated technology that even you can reproduce, probably.
क्यों रख रहा हूँ इसको? फेंको साल. अब क्या करें? अंदर तो जाने नहीं दे रहा है. तोड़ने के लिए हमारे पास ज़्यादा ड्यूरेबिलिटी नहीं है तो. ओह, ये भी तो है. मीडियम सर्विस मॉड्यूल. और कुछ तो है नहीं. हमको फिक्स करना है एंटीना, तो एंटीना को फिक्स करने के लिए अपन को अंदर जाना पड़ेगा. अंदर जाने के लिए इन्वेंटरी फुल. गेट ही तोड़ देते हैं. बेस्ट ऑप्शन. फिक्स एंटीना कहाँ दिखा रहा है? अंदर ही दिखा रहा है, मतलब कि अंदर ही जाना है. कितने लग जाएंगे? दो तो ख़त्म हो ही जाएंगे। पहले तो फ्यूल का देख लेते हैं। किधर है टूल आइटम? दो रेजन, दो मेटल लगता है इसके लिए। अब मेटल कलेक्ट करते हैं। क्या लेते? 3 लगते हैं। इन्वेंटरी फुल इतनी जल्दी? फूल और बनाओ। गेट तोड़ के अंदर जाएंगे। एल्युमिनियम देखो, अभी तो काम का चीज़ क्या है? बस कहाँ थे हम लोग? कहाँ की गाड़ी? एक रिफिल तो करना पड़ेगा। एक मिनट, यू नीड टू फिक्स एंटीना। तो एंटीना ऊपर है या यहीं है? यही तो है एंटीना, और क्या है?
The antenna miraculously remained intact. You may start debugging. But where's the antenna? I wanted to use the audio file from the first chapter to reduce the cost of development. Looks like it wasn't the I don't think it'll help. I don't think it'll help. I don't think it'll help.
तो हेल्प हो रहा है तभी तो।
I don't think it'll help. The broken wires problem is solved. Try to catch a signal from Normandy. It's too stupid, even for Green Universe radicals.
के पास कुछ है नहीं क्या? ये क्या है? Access code, Blue Bell, bypass the defense, take the records, assist an object as much as you can.
Looks like we found the one responsible for the missing records from the observation post. Although the corpse is here, the records are missing, which is not quite logical.
कुछ नहीं है। Build our service module. Decrypt the record. Scan.
It's amazing that they are alive. Even with a serious decrease in the core's activity, it still must be extremely uncomfortable there.
तो यहाँ का काम कंप्लीट है मेरे लिए।
Have you ever heard of cannibalism among astronauts? Even if you take into account your excessive consumption of water and food, resorting to this would not be easy.
अब चलते हैं अलग जगह थोड़ा एक्सप्लोर करने। सबसे करीबी जगह 1000, 1200, 1000 के पास चलते हैं। Build a service module, lower the radiation.
There's an engineering shuttle ahead. I wonder how you find everything so quickly. Is it because of my hints? That's a familiar way of repairing things. Did you?
इसका मैं क्या करूँगा? ये यहाँ पे
You
क्यों है?
study the same manual as well? His mistake was that he didn't know the principles of electrical conductivity. However, it's a good idea to pour some melted metal on the handy scrapper. It's unlikely that it will fly with a broken engine, but the design of the steering wheel is quite interesting.
Refined metal and titanium एक बनाना पड़ेगा। वियर्ड वियर्ड चीज़ें दे रहा है यहाँ पे। रिफाइंड मेटल इंटेल, इसको भी स्कैन कर लेते हैं। एक बचा है रिफाइंड मेटल और टाइटेनियम ना, तो यहीं से ले लेते हैं ना जितना भी है। कितने हो गए? 1 2 3 4, बहुत सारे हो गए। टाइटेनियम चाहिए, टाइटेनियम। तो सारे मेटल है।
Stop. Judging by the signal, there's an anti-asteroid turret nearby. I hope you don't look much like an asteroid, but it's recommended that you stay away from the guns. These turrets can attack a large moving object without even knowing how valuable the spacesuit on this object is. The service post, about 2 meters of high-strength alloy and no breaches in the security system. The object is classified, but I managed to download some information from the captain's bridge. You can remotely access the liner's core from here. This would be extremely useful. However, it is impossible to get inside unless you have an anti-armor weapon. This is working autonomous oxygen station. This is Knight Errant, the main weapon of the liner unnamed. It was meant to be used only in cases of emergency when the liner was attacked from the outside. Who would attack it and what makes Knight Errant different from other turrets? The journalists didn't get a clear answer. It looks like Knight Errant's manual control panel. It's used in case of remote control system failure. Getting here from inside the liner was impossible, therefore it wasn't fortified much. There are no data about the discharge cells or any modern particle beam weapon in general, but according to the blueprint, it's somewhere inside the gun's barrel. I don't think you should poke your nose in there. If the gun doesn't work, it doesn't mean you can poke. Apparently, these are the discharge cells. It's unlikely that you'll be able to fix them, but I'm sure that there are some spare ones somewhere, although I recommend that you think about why you would want to repair this gun in the first place.
कितने चाहिए? 1 2 3 4 5 5 चाहिए।
The turret. Be careful.
देख तो रहा है लेकिन मार नहीं रहा। वे मारा। हमको तो पता ही नहीं कहाँ पे जाना है। सब कुछ गोल गोल घुमा दिया उसको। वहाँ चलते हैं, वहाँ से गर्मा गर्म। क्या बना रहे थे हम लोग? रिफाइंड मेटल, 2 रिफाइंड मेटल ना? एक और बना देंगे। ये बात छोटे वाले को खत्म करते हैं फिर ऊपर चलते हैं। ऊपर क्या
Turret nearby. Only the main weapon of a liner, Knight Errant, could have made such holes. If it's still functioning, I really hope that Knight Errant will not react to an object as small as your body. Speakers at the Pleasure Shuttle, ripped out and connected with the help of a cheap extension cord. Looks like he was trying to attract attention by playing loudly on his guitar, his acoustic guitar, and using a speaker in space.
यार मैं सोचा कुछ रिपेयर करने का होगा यहाँ पे।
A very competent pipeline distribution.
क्या करूँ मैं इसका? स्कैन का भी तो ऑप्शन नहीं है। ओ है, इम्प्रूव कम्युनिकेशन।
Too many military personnel per square kilometer. It's definitely a sign of trouble. This is working autonomous. Turret active. Be careful. A large cluster of security robots detected. I'd recommend keeping out of their sight.
इसको बंद कर सकते हैं तो इसमें से बैटरी निकाल देंगे। ये बात ओके। वन बहुत एरिया घेर लिया।
Wow, that's a whole colonel. Or perhaps he's not quite whole. In any case, a government suit of such a level should be equipped with a good oxygen cylinder. Unfortunately, the cylinder was badly damaged.
मिलिट्री ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर मजे हो जाएंगे अब तो। ड्राइव पैसे ओ ओए 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 तो भूल ही गया था। के ब्राइब तो मिल गया। ब्राइब का करना क्या है लेकिन?
It's unlikely that you can find another way into the military module. You must bypass this super intelligent AI, which can let only a soldier pass, I presume.
Hit. Interact.
Access to civilians is prohibited.
ब्राइब करके देखते हैं। ब्राइब से कुछ होगा?
Get out of here, rookie. The Army teaches boys to think like men. Anything you do can get you killed, including nothing.
The linguistic analysis of the large inscription
Do not be
on the
sick.
wall shows that it's module number 51. The government transported some military developments in it. You can really find something useful here, like the famous cedar spacesuit, if you don't get caught by any security systems.
वो क्या है? ओह रोबोट है। हम लोग क्लोज जाएंगे तो मारेगा ना वो। एक लेके रखते हैं, क्या पता ज़रूरत में काम आ जाए। धीरे से जाएंगे। अरे दो है। भागो। मेरे को मारेगा। मार रहा। फिर से शुरुआत से खेलना पड़ेगा क्या? मर गया तो। गेम ही ग्लिच हो गया लग रहा। हाँ नॉट रिस्पॉन्डिंग। फिर से रीस्टार्ट करता हूँ। यार ये तो नहीं होना था यार। मारने ही लग गया, अपने पास कुछ था भी नहीं मारने के लिए। और मैं अगर उल्टा मारता तो पता नहीं उसके वो तो और मेरे को मारता। कुछ ऑप्शन तो होंगे। तो इतना टाइम लगाता है चालू होने में। बस शुरुआत से ना देते भाई, मर तो गया लेकिन। ओए बच गए। स्कैन है ना। अच्छा तो हम लोग बैक यहीं पे आ गए जहाँ से हम लोग। यार भयंकर भयंकर चीज़ मिल गया था पता है हम लोग अच्छा ये भी हो गया है हमने लास्ट तक यहीं पे किया था ना ये जाना पड़ेगा उधर डिस्पेंसर भी है पता नहीं लग रहा है मैं कुछ तो भूल रहा हूँ ग्रैबर है फिर भी एल्यूमिनियम उठा लेते हैं और कुछ टाइटेनियम भी उठा लेते हैं शीश नहीं ओह इतना पीछे आ गए एल्यूमिनियम हो गया टाइटेनियम थोड़ा और चाहिए दिखा गया काफी है मेरे पास एक है ना तो इसका मतलब मेरे को काफ़ी ज़्यादा आगे जाना पड़ेगा एक मिनट है क्या बहुत सारे फिर से बनाओ एयरलॉक के पास है हमें ना, फिर से एयरलॉक बनाना पड़ेगा। अच्छा छोड़ना भी तो पड़ेगा फिर। किधर गए? ओ चलो सब ठीक है फिर। डिस्पेंसर का काम भी हो गया है लगभग। क्या बच गया मेरे पास? ग्रैबर, ग्रैबर भी ठीक ठाक है।
Such tubes are usually installed in the liner's service modules, where they cut down expenses on artificial gravitation.
इसको न्यूट्रलाइज करने के लिए कुछ तो बनाना पड़ेगा। कितने आपके पास? 1 2 3।
Almost perfect. However, your biometric data shows a fit of acute frustration with the visual implementation of the construction system that doesn't match the given developer's promises and screenshots. The Breath Edge agency is trying to take care of its customers' mental health, therefore I have to start stimulating your brain to create visual hallucinations. Your construction system looks more attractive now, but there may be some side effects that are not worth paying attention to. You need to find the central interphone. If there's anything left undamaged there and you don't try fixing it, then we have a chance. A detailed plan of the service module. If you find the missing information, you can create such a module yourself. Who knows for what purpose? The interphone is out of order, which is to be expected from a commonplace indie video game where the main gameplay is based on... Oh, wait, it actually is in order. However, communications are down and the antenna needs to be fixed. Again. The observation post was broken before the crash. All the records are missing. Looks like a diversion. You need a special pass, which is issued only to employees of the liner. The antenna miraculously remained intact. You may start debugging. But where's the antenna? I wanted to use the audio file from the first chapter to reduce the cost of development. Looks like it wasn't the antenna that caused it. I don't think it'll help. I don't think it'll help. I don't think it'll help. The broken wires problem is solved. Try to catch a signal from Normandy. It's too stupid. Looks like we found the one responsible for the missing records from the observation post. Although the corpse is here, the records are missing, which is not quite logical. So that's how it actually works. How interesting. Amazing that they are alive. Even with a serious decrease in the core's activity, it still must be extremely uncomfortable there. Try to unclog the ventilation. Have you ever heard of cannibalism among astronauts? Even if you take into account your excessive consumption of water and food, resorting to this would not be easy. Seems like during the crash, they smashed their heads against the console, which now appears to be non-functional. It's a shame that airbags are not provided in spaceships.
इसको यहीं सेव करते हैं और क्या करते हैं, कल करते हैं। आज के लिए बहुत हो जाएगा वहाँ। चलो लास्ट टाइम का एक बार याद कर लेते हैं कि क्या क्या था हमारे पास। ये सारी चीज़ थे।